here we have to discuss regarding to the web technologies. In web technologies lab, mainly you have the 23 experiments. So in all those experiments, mainly you have to represent the first, we have to implement the using the HTML and CSS, and we have to use the XML, and as well as we have to use the Ruby programming, as well as PHP, as well as Perl. So here, whenever first one, you have to discuss with that first web pages, online web store, online web store website. You have to implement it. The home page. The home page is in the form of like this. That is the website name you have to specify, and what is the logo you have to represent it here, and the no home, login, registration, catalog, and part. And whenever we have to represent the what are the branches you have, so that you have to represent it here, and that is the home page you want to implement in the first experiments. Second experiments we have to discuss with the login page. So whenever we have to click on the login, so you have to you want to design one form, that is the login form, login and password information, and submit. And a similar way catalog page. So what are the textbooks you have, that all information and its prices, and who are the authors, and add to cart, these all things, as well as the registration page, and CSS you have to apply. So in all these 6 experiments, we have to discuss it in this video. So how you can designing the web page? First, you can create here. So first is main HTML page. The main HTML page you have to discuss with that HTML and a header tag, that is the home page, and frame set rows. That is the frame set rows we have to represent it 50. That is the top we have to represent it as 50, and remaining we have to represent 150 rows. And frame at the top of the, you have to represent the top HTML. So already top HTML you have to develop it, and then its name is top, and scrolling. And the frame set columns you have to represent it as columns wise. You have to divide it the next 2 parts. That is the 30th columns, 30 columns, and 400 columns. So left side you have to take the left HTML, and right side you have to take the right HTML. Okay, clear? And next one. So how it works? Check it out here. See here, this is the main.html. So I want to create here, I want to create it here. See here, this is the home page. So here in this home page, mainly you have to represent the logo here, and the name I want to represent it as college name. Home, login, registration, catalog, and cart, and its department. So what are the basically whenever we have to click on the home page, so you have to display the college information. So little bit similar way we have to click on that login. So whenever you have to click on login, so that appropriate page you want to design. So how you can design here? See here, once you have to defining the top HTML file, that is the, see here, this is the top HTML page. Here you have to design in the top HTML page. See here, this is the top HTML page. In the top HTML page, HTML and head page and Arial black, that is the font you have to represent it page. Arial black size is 3. Table you have to represent it the 100%, and in table first table row you have to represent the CRR image. So this is the image I want to represent it within this folder only you have to represent it, and its width and height you have to represent it, and TD column span you have to represent it as center as well as color is blue. And whenever you have to click on that, that appropriate page you want to display. Similar way, at the center side, you have to represent the write.html. That is, you have to represent it as home. Okay. Whenever you have to click on login, so that is the login.html you want to display. That is the redirecting the each HTML page, as well as the registration HTML, catalog HTML, and cart.html. So here you have to design the 5 pages. So those all pages you have to, whenever we have to click on appropriate tag, so that appropriate HTML files you have to present, display. See here. Next one, you want to display information regarding to the top as well as left page. So left page, you want to write. This is the left page you want to present it here. So this is the left page. So similar way, right page also you have to develop. So left page only regarding to the each department, and each department HTML pages you have to design. After designing this one, next you will move to the right HTML files. That is the right HTML page you want to create it here, and see here, that is the right.html page you have to create it, and that appropriate information. Okay, so after creating the top and the left and right, then you want to create the each department. So like CSC, that is the CSE page you want to create here, and like this you have to create it. So in CSE page, what are the others you have? So I will show you. CSE page, and a similar way, you have, this is the CSE page you have developed here. After creating the CSE page, we also create EC IT page, as well as triple page, as well as EC page. See here, one by one, I will show you. So this is the first one, that is the CSE page, then IT page. So this is the IT page we have to develop here. So what is the other that information we have to include it within this IT web page? Then EC web page, EC web page. After creating the EC web page, similar way, you have to include triple web page. Triple web page also you have to create it. Then so now you have to create all web pages. After creating the web pages, then we'll move to the catalog page, that is the login page you want to create here. So login page and the registration page you have to create it, as was see here. This is the login page. Login page. This is the login page we have to create it, as well as here you can create registration page. After all, you have to creating the registration pages. So now you have to creating the always web pages. Simply you can get whenever you have to click on that. Click on the home page. See here, I will show you. Whenever we have to click in self place, we will have to open. Whenever we have to click on the login, so login page we have to open, and that this is the target is the right of the HTML page, and registration also registration information we have to create it, as well as catalog information, as well as cart. So whenever you have to click on the CSE, what are the books you have, and what is its cost, and similar way IT. Whenever you have to click on the EC triply. So like this way we have to create it all the web pages. So this is the first experiment we have to complete it. Then the next one is we have to discuss it with that login page also we have to complete it. Third one is the catalog page is also created, and fourth one is the registration page is also completed. Then the how to create the CSS file. So here I want to create the CSS file. We have to apply. That is simply you can use head page. How can apply the CSS? So here I want to check. See here. This is the way we have to applying the styles to the HTML page. This is the HTML page, head page, style. Now we have to applying the style for this web page. Style star. Whenever you have to represent it as star, that means whatever the styles you have to represent it here, that all styles we have to applicable to the what are the content you have in the web page. That all for the all content you have to apply this style. Similar way, whatever the styles you have to apply, green and text align center, that you have to represent for the H1 tag only. Similar way, a target blank, that is the background color you have to specify as yellow. So this is the way you have to styles you have to apply for the web page. So see here, head page. See here, this is the home page, login page, registration page, and catalog page, and a cart page. So this is the information we have to display on fifth experiment. And the last experiment we have to represent it here, that is regarding to the XML, extensible markup language. So in extensible markup language, mainly you have to represent. See here, this is the extensible markup language. Write an XML file and will display the book information, which includes the following, like title of the book, the name, ISBN number, publisher name, edition, price. So DTD and XML files also we have to represent it. So how it works, we'll check it out. First, we have to create the web page. That is the XML page. That is the XML file. Now I have to create it. See here. This is the XML file. So XML version, that is 1.0, document type bookstore. That is the name of the book DTD, and style sheet type is book.xsl. So this is the name is book.xsl. So whenever we have to call this one, automatically that is invoked. That is Xsl we have to invoke. Then what is the book? We have WT Pankaj Sharma and Qatari and Sons for the publisher price. Have to represent it. Similar way, we have to represent the other book also. So how it was, we show you. Next one is you can create the XML document, that is the DTD. So see here. So see here, I want to represent the page. So this is the TTD element. You have to represent bookstore and book title or the publisher price. So title for the PC data. So everything we have to represent it on document type definition. So once we have to define this document type definition, then now we have to call it to final Xsl file. We have to create the Xsl file. So after creating the Xsl file, see here. See here. This is the Xsl file. Xsl file, once you have to create it. So this is the book information and the title or the publisher price. That is the top of the headers. And next one is you have to represent what are the textbooks you have to represent it. Those textbooks you have to call here. Okay, clear? After creating, once how to open that page. So I want to create here. PTD file is completed. Now we have to call the HTML file. So here, XML file we have to call here. See here, you get the book information like this. So this is the end of the 6th exercise.